the load board is so much tougher, I feel like, at least. But we got us a load. Let's talk about it.
Lay with me, if only for a moment, only for a while. I regret letting you go. You were mine. I thought I'd be fine, but now my heart don't feel right, and this pain doesn't go away. Yeah. If I could turn back time, I would've never let you down, 'cause now I'm waiting for you to say. Call me back. I haven't heard from you in so long. I'm starting to forget.
I don't remember when exactly I was here. I want to say sometime last year. I believe I went towards the 25 into Wyoming, if I remember correctly. It's a load of pipes, right? It's these pipes, right? It's these kinds. This one is going to have several stops to it. These pipes right there. So, like I said, it's got a few stops to it, and then the one of the stops is actually a tough stop. It's going into Colorado, and it's going to one of the areas you really don't want to be in Colorado. You know, here. This is like almost 10 o'clock. We've been sitting around, looking at the board, watching the board. Nothing is happening, and it's just really nothing is happening. I mean, there's a little bit of action, but it wasn't enough for me to. It's one of those situations, you know, like if you've been like, you know, dispatching yourself out or looking at the load board and things like that, you'll know what I'm talking about as soon as that, you know, that situation presents itself. Is that you will know right away if the market was hopping or if you have time to negotiate, you know. And in this instance, we did not have time to negotiate, really. Did not even a little bit. So I try to keep them on the phone. I try to. So they posted it for 4,500. It's 3 stops, right? It's going to be 1,500 miles total. Trying to negotiate it up to at least 4,800, and that wasn't happening. So I try to pull all the tricks on the books, right? I was like, well, you know, at first I was like, you know, maybe if you pull up my AMC, right, maybe you'll change your mind. He said, I can pull up your AMC, but I don't think that's going to change my mind. You know what I mean? So he pulled up the AMC, he said, yeah, AMC looks good. Everything looks good. We're all set up. I mean, but it is up to you. Do you want to take it at this rate? I said, man, listen, I'm just trying to get home, man. And, you know, normally I tell him, normally I don't try to make it down that way. It's specifically not for this rate, you know. And I was like, hey, I'm from Vegas, as you can see, and I'm just trying to make it home, man. Hey, can you give me the 4,800? He said, I'll tell you what I can do. I can give you $100 more, but that's it, you know. He said, that's it. There's really nothing I can do for you. And I believed him, you know. So, yeah. So we got it for 46. Oh, I mean, it's like I said, it's one of those things, you know. If I had a feeling that I have a feeling that this shipment had to go, right? But with such a little activity going on the load board, I could not let that phone call be hung up and us not, you know what I mean, be able to, you know, come to terms with this negotiation, right? I mean, there wasn't much of a negotiation really, right? But I mean, it is what it is, you know. It's good enough. It's gonna get us to the house, or at least closer to the house. If not, we're gonna find something partial coming out of Idaho. The last stop is Idaho. So first stop is in Nebraska. It's in western Nebraska, northeast western Nebraska. And then the next stop is a tough one. It's going into Colorado, deep into Colorado. And then the next stop is in Idaho. The good thing is these things are usually pretty light. So I don't know how many items are gonna come off in Nebraska. So we shouldn't be too heavy though. They're calling 30,000 pounds. I doubt it's 30,000 pounds. You know, I've hauled these before. Like I said, went to somewhere in Wyoming and we had to deadhead like 700 miles just to get back to reality. But after that, anyway, yeah. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? The board is low, man. The board is so that it's really sad. Well, this is normally an easy job. But it made it difficult because it's so doggone windy over here. I don't know if you can tell, but it's so windy. Anyway, check this out. These loaders, I tell you what, these loaders are something else. Look at that, right? Like, you see, like, you want to watch out for them spaces, right? There's, make sure you got spaces like that, because like if that was to make it to the delivery and then it's like, let's say it hits, they could possibly blame you as the carrier and be like, hey, you compress it down too much, you know? So, but yeah, anyway, easy load. We got a belly strap on there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 belly straps, right? For the whole thing. These are all just one piece. The first 2 are just one piece, right? The first 4 stacks, yeah, 2 on each side. And then the rest of it is like a whole bunch of, you know, like separated ones. So I think it's gonna ride good. I don't think we're gonna have any issue riding. It's a little windy, but I think it's still gonna be all right. But we're going towards Wyoming line to the Nebraska. We're delivering Nebraska like on a 36, but it's closer to the Wyoming line. And then from there, we're gonna drop down into Colorado and on our way to Idaho. I don't like the Colorado one. Just the area that it has to go through. I bet it's beautiful over there, but I'm dreading going there. All right, but anyway, let's roll. My favorite part about Chick-fil-A is right there. I mean, their chicken sandwich is really good, right? But this right here, along with this, whew, my goodness. A view right there, right? We're stopped at our first stop. That's where we're gonna be delivering in the morning. What is this town? Morill, Nebraska. I like that. I like these, you know, I think they're some type of meal, right? I don't know what they do exactly. Like, they're for seed. I don't know. I'm not a farmer, okay? Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and park it here for the night, you know. It's been windy, and you know what's crazy? The wind just shut down just like about an hour ago. So yeah, it's too bad we didn't get here earlier. If we would have gotten here like an hour and a half earlier, we would have been able to get unloaded. Oh, excuse me. We would have been able to get unloaded and we could have had knocked out another 200 miles towards Colorado, you know, and probably be unloaded by tomorrow afternoon, you know, tomorrow noon in Colorado, and be on the way to Idaho. It's all good. Oh yeah, I was looking for a load, right? For like a partial to put on that little space I have back there. But I can't find anything. I mean, it's 11 foot, and I wish I could find something. I'm gonna try in Denver tomorrow, so because that'll boost up the RPM on this trip if we can even just get like a pallet or two on that top deck, you know. So that'll get us to like $4 a mile, and that's better than that doggone oversized load that we were trying to, you know, negotiate during the weekend. So I feel like it might have shifted a little bit. I don't think it did though. The heck. Come on. Yeah, I don't think it did. It looks the same from when it was. It actually, surprisingly, this thing rode pretty good. You know, you can't really clamp it down too tight because you're gonna start collapsing these doggone pipes, you know. So you just gotta put it to where it's snug. But they pack them really well, you know, like they're like even, so that helps a lot. And then they put these, you know, these dunnages on them. That helps it a ton. So, like I said, it's been a rough ride going up here. Why the heck? You see how like that looks like it's caved in? It's probably the way it's stacked. Doesn't it look like it's like caving in? I don't know. I don't even know what they use these for. I imagine something for the oil field. I don't know. It rode good though the whole way. Easy ride, except for the wind. It was so doggone windy. Way too much wind. So hopefully I'm not blocking anybody over here. Like this I don't even know if these guys are active. We will see in the morning, I guess, when we start getting yelled at. On that side of this, on the other side of this street, there's like, or two streets down, they're like those small little towns, right? Small little street. On the other side of this building is another street. So they're like, that's how small they are. But there's like a bar over there just in case. Maybe I'll go get some wings over there. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, we're gonna end the video here, man. Like I said, if you guys didn't catch the live, right? I think we're gonna be going for sure at least a month. Probably gonna be staying at the house for at least a month, you know, at the minimum. And then we're gonna try to figure it out from there, you know. See how that's gonna go. I'm still gonna try to do some work while I'm at the house, you know, like, you know, maybe picking up something local, you know, and things like that. But or maybe doing some Amazon and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to see if I can find a little bit of work to be able to at least pay some of the expenses on the truck, right? On the Authority. So, like I said, we'll see, man. I don't know. Seems like it's gonna be like I said, if the Authority is gonna idle too long, and we can't like somehow recoup the expenses on a monthly basis, I think we're gonna have to shut it down. You know, I hate to do it really, because it's like I feel like we're back on that groove now where we're gonna make some money, but I mean, but as you can see, though, like the market is not doing that great, you know. Like we're supposed to be in that hot season now, you know. This morning it started doing okay. over there where we were at in the York area, right? And then, but it wasn't like moving fast enough. It wasn't moving enough for me, you know. That's why like this load right here, I like did not even negotiate it because there's you can't really negotiate. You can't if I got off the phone with that guy, I guarantee you I'm not gonna be able to get him back on the phone too. And probably that load is no longer available. Well, yesterday we went live, and then the day before I uploaded a video, right? And I was on that video, I was saying I was headed to Kansas, right? I crossed over into Kansas. I did cross over into Kansas and drove uh, 53 miles to exit 53. And then I was like, who am I kidding, man? You know, I know that the Omaha area has been good to me. That's why I shot back up. You know, I didn't lose that much, right? But I shot back up towards York, you know, and then finally park in York. But this morning, I was looking at like loads in the area. I was like, oh man, I made a mistake because I look up the Kansas City area within a 150-mile radius. There was like it was showing like 400 results, right? And then in Omaha, it was well in York covers Omaha as well. It was only showing like 160. It was peaking at around 160. I said, "Oh man, I just make a mistake? I was already right there on the line on the 70, you know." And but luckily this load came up right, and it's right there, picked up right there in York, Nebraska. So we didn't have to go anywhere else except like 5 miles, you know, from the Sap Bros. So that that was a good thing. That's why I didn't want to let it go. And but at the same time, I was trying to squeeze a little bit more dollar out of it, but there was no more dollar out of it. And it was just that. That was it. That was 4,600 is the most he can do. You know, it's okay. Like I said, it's still a little bit over $3 a mile. So and then it's not that bad, you know, as far as like the route itself, you know. I mean, yes, I'm dreading going into Colorado, at least where this is located in Colorado, but I think we're gonna be okay because we're gonna unload some of it over here, you know. So it's not this one right here is probably like only right now we're probably only 25,000 pounds. So when they unload tomorrow morning, it looks like there's the a pretty good chunk of it or weight wise. So maybe not. So they might take off at least 5,000 pounds. So we would be only going through Colorado at 20,000 pounds. I think I don't mind that. You know what I mean? So anyway, we're gonna end the video here. I keep saying that we will see you guys in the next video.